Hey guys, it's SK Antiques here back again, and I'm just in the middle of a process that I've realized this, well, this is a good one. This is a good clock to learn on. well, we'll say it like that. I've got this little New Haven time-only movement here, which needs another cleaning. The simple green or whatever the heck I was using at the time has rusted the plates on this. Rust on brass, terrific. Rust on the mainspring as well, but we'll worry about that later. This movement has a broken pallet fork pin, and what I was able to do here is I was able to take a 3mm or 0.3mm drill bit and actually just pop the broken pin out of there. And I'm just about to install new pivot wire on this. The new pivot wire is, again, 0.3mm. And the original size, I think, is 0.29 or so. Yeah, it's something very, very small. And I've just kind of realized, like, I was trying to do it from this side originally, and I thought, oh, I'll just drill the original pin out. But of course, my drill bit, I put it on there, and the broken piece of the pin is still in there. And of course, the bit is just going all over the place. It's not centered. So I'm assuming you'd use a staking set to get that, get a pilot hole started, so your drill bit doesn't go wandering around on you. Anyway, that's for next time. But now we just have to drill this hole. Like, now that we've actually got a hole to put the bit in, we can begin drilling to install our new pivot wire. And I buy pivot wire from H.W. Piran Clock Supply Company here in Canada. They sell pivot wire and all that fun stuff. So it's really good, when you have an issue like this, I can just go to them and do that. These drill bits here, I bought 3 sets of these because they wouldn't let me. Classic AliExpress wants you to buy a whole bunch of stuff. So I bought 3 sets of these cheap drill bits here in that size. That size is fairly hard to get a hold of. I don't know where industrial suppliers get their own drill bits from. I assume they probably make them on a lathe. But that's a whole different ballgame. For the average guy doing this type of stuff at this size, AliExpress and Amazon seems to be sort of the main places that provide these types of drill bits. And it's odd because, 20, 30 years ago, you didn't have AliExpress or Amazon or whatever. So I'm not even sure, like, your local hardware store is not going to provide you something like this. You'd have to go to some sort of, I don't know, Radio Shack wouldn't have helped you here, I don't think. I'm not sure what stores you had to go to get this type of specialty equipment. I'm not even sure what magazines this stuff would be in, or how would you even obtain this type of thing? How do you obtain it now? Amazon, etc., that's the easy route, but where the heck did people buy this type of stuff before the internet? I have not figured that out yet. I wasn't there for that, so I don't know. But anyway, we'll continue on with this and try not to go on too many tangents. I know that doesn't look great from either way here, but I'm still gonna keep trying that to get that in there. Oh geez, yeah, I'm not really. It's not going in like it should. Why is that? Is this too big? Is this bit too big, I wonder? Odd, odd, odd. Very, very strange. Can I fit my new piece of pivot wire in there? Yeah, drilling metal on that scale is... holy crap. I can see the hole is empty. So I can see light coming through the other side, so it's not like it's not... That is so bizarre. Maybe I do need a pilot hole in this case. Even now, even with that in there. I mean, the hole is a bit smaller than this drill bit. I've already kind of tried all that. What stuff do I have here that I might be able to take a brooch and actually just ream that hole out. That might be the option in this case. That might be the smartest option in this case. I mean, even though this is a smoothing brooch, I still might be able to get that hole thicker. Because that's exactly what these are meant for. These are meant to fit into stuff like this. So I wonder if this is what we need to do instead. Let's see here. I'll try not to stab myself with a brooch 20 times. I've done that plenty in my life. Shall put this in frame so you can see it. This brooch is probably the wrong size. Yeah, it's in the hole now. And it's just flexing like crazy. Yeah, I think when you're drilling, you kind of need more of a reamer in this case than a driller or a drill bit. I had to really think there for a second, what the heck do we have that would even work in this hole, or work in this case? And of course I don't really care about, it being smooth or whatever, so I'm just gonna wing it. I'm actually gonna put that one back. I'm not gonna use that one. I think I have smaller ones. I think I really do. I think I have some Bergeon, or I'll knock the camera down. Okay, this is brooch number 2. I don't know what size that other one was. Way too big in any case, but this is a smoothing brooch, and this is what size is that? 0.65 millimeters. And this one has not been properly prepped. So smoothing brooches, what you do when you're going to use them, and in this case, I'm not using them for what their intended purpose is. This would be a cutting brooch, but I don't actually have any. I think we can still get it through, though. If we believe hard enough, we might be able to, or we'll break the brooch. But, I don't know. I think we can probably do it. Anyway, yeah, you actually prep these to smooth out pivots, and you'd use, well, actually, there's a whole PDF that I should just link in the description. That was the coolest guy wrote the coolest PDF about the coolest process. It's the LeBounty bushing PDF, or sorry, burnishing PDF, and he goes all in detail and talks about that. That's really some good NAWCC stuff right there. And he, of course, it was funny, I was on the forum, and the guy who wrote the PDF actually started commenting on my post. I don't know who sent it. I don't know who sent this thing to him, or if he just happened to notice his name come up. Who knows. But anyway, no, I'll link the PDF in the description so you can learn all about burnishing and smoothing brooches and all that fun stuff. I don't think we're going to get very far with it. I mean, well, maybe. I think the hole is a little bit bigger. We'll see. I know I ordered some, I don't know if they're cutting or smoothing brooches, but they are even smaller than the ones I'm using right now. Okay. It almost goes in. And of course I can't hammer that. If I could hammer that in, it would absolutely go in, but we're not there yet. At last I found a smoothing brooch that fits this. So we're going to see if we can ream that hole out farther. as we go here. And these are made of steel. I'm not sure. I don't think it's carbide. I think it's just actually... Is it HSS? It's that high whatever the heck steel? Whatever it's called. I don't know. So anyway, I'm literally just reaming this back and forth. Again, it's supposed to be a smoothing broach, but in this case, we're not quite using it as intended. Actually, is this pin vise too big for this? Oh, no, it's not. I'm more focused here on not breaking the actual broach itself, because this one is so thin. Let's see what size this one is. 0.29. Holy mackerel. So that's actually the size of the bit, the drill bit that I had earlier. Okay, so what I just did probably isn't the way you'd want to actually go about doing this, but with a cutting broach, you'd do that. You'd actually ream the hole out to the correct size. Why is my phone out of focus? Optimally, you will use a cutting broach for what I just did there. Alright, so now we've got our pallet fork looking like this. I did film more of this video, but I had to cut a bunch of it out because it was almost unwatchable. Trying to film something that small, that close up, while I was actively trying to work on it, was just not working. To get these holes the right size, we actually took a smoothing broach, which you're really not supposed to be using for this specific task, but I did anyway. I took a smoothing broach and just kind of reamed the holes out just a little bit, just to get them to be a bit wider. And as I was doing that, actually the other pin on the pallet fork fell out, so I ended up losing the second pin. Don't have absolutely no idea where that went. It just fell out. So both pins couldn't have been in that, you know, they couldn't have been that well in there to begin with. So I'd already finished replacing one of them. Okay, I guess I'll replace both of them then. Yeah, that's kind of what happened. And now we've de-rusted the movement here with Easy Strip. And I mean, the plates are discolored, but you know, there's no rust on them now. Yeah, it's very odd to come into, like, you know, like when this got all screwed up originally, I remember thinking, okay, I don't know how to replace pallet fork pins, but you know, in a couple of years or whatever, I'll know how to do that, and I'll come back to this and I'll continue working on it. So I kept it all organized. I kept everything in bags, and here we are. This clock has actually been around since I was about 12 years old. This actually belongs to my mom. This isn't even something that I bought. This was something she did, and you'll see why in a minute. So for those of you interested, there is the gear configuration. Definitely not the best pin replacement in the entire world, but it appears to want to run like that. It's definitely giving me the right signs there by snapping back. You know, with very little effort, you don't have to push on it. It just automatically snaps back one way or the other. The problem is, though, this is missing its hairspring, and this is a little novelty clock movement from New Haven. It's kind of a pain in the neck to find said hairspring. I believe these were in their time-only banjo clocks. But, I mean, I'd have to basically part one of those out to get the right hairspring for that. That hairspring is a new one I was experimenting with, and the wheel didn't even want to rotate in there. It was just the wrong size, and it really wasn't doing anyone any favors. So this is going to have to just sit as parts for now. I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do with this, but yeah, I might just have to reassemble this as is, or maybe find a completely different clock insert for the case that this came out of, because, yeah, I'm missing that hairspring, and it's such a shame. I think it broke? I'm not sure now. The whole smoothing brooch situation, I understand why I might get some flack for that. I don't really blame you. But if you guys didn't like what transpired here, feedback, whatever, is more than helpful. I want to learn, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm even showing this video off. I was actually going to delete it, but I'm posting it anyway. Just someone might get something out of this. I don't know if anyone's even replaced pin palettes on YouTube before, the actual pins themselves. So, yeah, that is my replacement of that. And you can see the glue. That's what I use. I just glued them back in. They're not completely even, I see. I don't think that'll cause too much chaos, but if I need to go back and fix it, I can. So yeah, that's believe me, I am an amateur of the highest of the lowest caliber, or whatever you want to call me. So I am by no means an expert in this field. But yeah, any feedback, whatever, I'm more than happy to hear it. And as for finding a hairspring for this, that would also be greatly appreciated if anyone knows of any New Haven novelty clocks that are preferably not in really nice shape. Like, I'd love to just grab a movement and just go with that and not have to deal with parting some clock out that's, you know, worth more than this one. I think this was $12 at a flea market in 2012. So, or maybe possibly even earlier than that. Oh, yeah. So, anyway, it's annoying that that this happened, but it's, you know, it is what it is. I mean, worst case scenario, I guess I throw the whole thing up on eBay. I guess no, worst case scenario, I just have it as parts. I'm also missing the key. I had the key for this thing, and the key has just completely disappeared. My goodness, what a sad state of affairs we're in. Yeah. Missing pieces, parts wanted. New Haven. 30-hour novelty clock movement. Actually, just as I'm playing with this, there might be some bushing wear on this. I know. Watch the escape wheel. See, that time it didn't even... It's hard to tell if the wheel is actually getting stuck. That time it didn't move. Definitely not a perfect job, but I mean, I'd be willing to test it. I'd be willing to mess around with this more if you guys wanted to see that. If I could get a hairspring and the key and all that, I'd be willing to experiment with this more and possibly perfect it. It's my first time doing an installation like that, so anyway, okay, well, we'll leave it as it is right now, see what comes next.